Let me bring in on this broadcast our panel for the evening. We've got Ramakrishnan Rajagopal, our spokesperson of the Tamil Nadu BJP, a retired IAS officer. Sumanth C, Raman, political analyst, is also with us, and Dhani Dharan, spokesperson of the DMK. All right, good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for your time. I'd like to begin with Dr. Sumanth C. Raman. What do you make, Dr. Sumanth C. Raman, of these allegations that have been made? We have to again reiterate that at this point, these are mere allegations, but serious ones.
Yeah, I think, Akshita, the ED is not an agency that generally inspires a great deal of confidence, so going by their track record in the past. But here is a case where they claim they have 230 pages of evidence which have been submitted. Now, we don't know what is in these 230 pages and who are the people who have been named. But I think that at the very least, it warrants an inquiry. Now, if there is nothing to hide, there is no problem. But for the ED to get involved, they need a predicate offense FIR. So that is the reason why this FIR, they have written to the DGP of police asking for the FIR to be registered. I don't expect the state government to register an FIR. They will probably drag it out. Maybe somebody will go to court or, to force the registering of an FIR. But from a perspective of cash for jobs, it's an old story in Tamil Nadu. If you recall, Mr. Sendil Balaji,
correct,
that is also a cash for job scam. And in fact, that is during the AIDMK period.
Yes.
So that is not even during the DMK period. That is largely during the previous government's term when Mr. Sendil Balaji was accused. So this is not new to Tamil Nadu. But honestly, Akshita, I don't have a great deal of confidence that the ED will actually carry these out to its logical conclusion. We have seen, you remember the Delhi liquor scam where there was so much of hullabaloo. And the moment the Delhi elections were over, everyone has forgotten what has happened there at all. So there are many such cases. I could go on and on about the number of cases where they made noise and then they completely forgot about it.
Okay.
Here, an FIR must be registered and the matter must be investigated. I don't think there can be any two opinions on that. If there is nothing to hide, what is the problem?
Dhani Dharan, your opening comments on these serious allegations. I know that the DMK has come out to refute them, but would you be open and would you be willing to go ahead and order an investigation into these allegations by the Enforcement Directorate?
Yeah, as you said, it's an allegation, right? Anyone can allege anything on anybody.
No, but this isn't an individual allegation.
Who is alleging? Do they have credibility? So ED neither has credibility nor the locus standi. I speak to a lot of business houses. They have told me that ED officers up until the top are blackmailing them, saying on the pretext that they will arrest them if they don't pay them bribe money. 2 ED officers in Tamil Nadu were caught having 20 lakh bribe. Same thing happened in Rajasthan. So that is the credibility of the ED. What is the conviction rate of ED? 0.1%. 0.1%, so which means 1,000 cases, only 1 case are able to get conviction. Out of 197 cases filed against politicians by ED, 95% are against the opposition rule leaders. Even those opposition rule leaders, if they join BJP, the cases disappear. That is the credibility. So why will I act based on an allegation on an organization which neither does not have even constitutional authority to do this, at the same time has no credibility? Why will anyone act? Why is the Modi government not acting against ED officials? ED is involving in harassing business people by taking bribe. So ED's bribe should stop. I will go further and say what happened in the Madras High Court on the Tasma case. Justice Lakshmi Narayanan imposed a fine of 30,000 on the ED and was told to stop the proceedings against 2 gentlemen, Mr. Vikram and Akash Bhaskaran. Why? And they said going inside the house and doing the investigation was wrong.
Okay,
right?
Fair
so
enough.
ED,
No, Dhani Dharan, you've given me a list of reasons as to why the ED's allegations right now cannot be the basis for an investigation. Mr. Rajagopal, what's your counter to that? You've heard from Mr. Dhani Dharan when he says that, look, the credibility of the ED is under question, so why should we take them seriously?
No, it's not a question of the ED's credibility here. The ED has made a reference to the state police. Now, normally such cases will be investigated or inquired into by the Vigilance Department of the state government. Now, the Vigilance Department has a certain process by which, they complete many formalities before registering a FIR, particularly when a minister is involved. And therefore, I don't think the process will get completed within the limited time that we are going to see before elections. So it's very important that in this case, if somebody has to investigate this case thoroughly, it has to go to the CBI. And that is the reason why the Tamil Nadu State BJP chief has requested that a CBI probe be initiated. I'm sure somebody will go to the High Court on this matter because the process is a fairly long process.
No, sure. But Mr. Rajagopal, the question that's asked here is whether even the allegations at this point should be taken seriously or not, because it's been leveled, the DMK says, by an agency that's itself accused of being compromised.
No, that's the real point. I mean, the point is, in case somebody is alleging something, somebody has to inquire into it to find out whether that allegation is correct or not. I don't think the Vigilance Department will be able to inquire into it and get orders of the Chief Minister on this within the next 4-5 months. It's definitely not going to happen. And if the minister is involved, it's definitely not going to see the light of the day at all. So if something concrete has to happen before the elections, it is important that this probe be done by an independent agency. So therefore, I think this matter has to be inquired into because it's a serious matter. It concerns the youth of the state. It's a serious matter because it concerns the future of the department. The department is recruiting town service engineers. I mean, these are town planning people who are going to be there for the next 30, 40 years. Now, 35 lakhs may not appear to be a big amount for an engineer who's being recruited for the town planning department. But at the same time, if recruitments are going to be done on the basis of corruption, on the basis of bribes being paid to ministers and their kin, then I think it's a very serious matter.
No, of course, it's a serious matter. And like Sumanth C Raman highlighted, unfortunately, not the first time we've seen something like this in Tamil Nadu. Mr. Dhani Dharan, go ahead. I'll come in to you, Mr. Raman, just a minute.
Firstly and foremost, it's only an allegation, and what is very important to note here is that ED has come and said this, right? So what is the locus standi for ED? Why is the ED doing? We all know ED acts in a partisan manner. I can speak for days that ED acts in a partisan manner. So with the election around the corner, to cast aspersion on the government, ED is going to come up with such allegations. But my question is, why has none of the applicants or none of them who failed to get a job or none of them in the job have gone to the court or filed complaint, right? The right procedure is, if anyone feels there's a corruption has happened, allegedly, they should go to the court and the court will take the matter. A partisan organization, which is very, very clear.
No, but hasn't the ED has followed due procedure here. Dhani Dharan, they followed due procedure, which is that they've asked the Tamil Nadu police to go ahead and register a case. They've gone ahead and provided a 200-page plus dossier right now on this also.
No, but it again depends on who. 200 pages. We have to see what the 200 pages is, right? You can write nonsense for 200 pages, 400 pages. I read a lot of books every day, complete garbage for 200, 400 pages. But what is there in the 400 pages matters. And I'm saying, why should the ED get involved in it? What is the locus standi for the ED? A partisan organization, which job is to help the BJP party.
No, are you suggesting that the ED as an agency should, kind of look the other way if they find an allegation of a scam?
But not ED. I'm saying the people who are affected should come.
Okay.
Or the court. Anyone can order, right? I can come and say that, for example, my dear friend Sumanth C Raman has stolen 10 crores and filed some 200 pages. I write some nonsense and submit. Should the police start investigating him?
No, I think but there's a difference between an individual and the ED. Yes, Dr. Raman.
Akshita, my point is very simple. These 232 pages, according to the ED, and again, we have not seen those 232 pages, are supposed to be having evidence of conversations between individuals and is supposed to be having a money trail. Now, are these transactions genuine? Have they happened? Are they linked to this case? Is something without an inquiry, how will you know? Let us assume ED is a partisan agency. Let us assume that they are doing it for political reason. The bottom line is, are these 232 pages, the material contained in them, factual or not? How will you know that unless you have an inquiry? See, this is not a question of a political party making an accusation. Now, there may be a logical explanation for those transactions, which may not be indicate a scam. We don't know.
The challenge is here, Mr. Raman. You've got on one side the DMK saying, look, this is the ED levelling an allegation. There's no need to take it seriously. On the other, the BJP saying that we need a CBI investigation, which the DMK will never agree to, saying agency is compromised. So then where do we find ourselves here?
Forget the ED. Let's assume ED is partisan. They have submitted 232 pages. Release those 232 pages. Does it contain actionable evidence? Does it contain money trail? Is there another explanation for the money trail? Is there a logical explanation? What are the seizures that they have made during these raids? So are they, how are they linking them to this case? Nothing is known now, and yet we are saying that there is no need because ED is biased. Let's assume ED is biased. But are these facts, are these allegations factual or not? Are
and
these
they're serious
232
enough.
pages right or not?
Serious enough for an investigation, essentially. But Mr.
I'm saying
Rajagopal, one point that Dhani Dharan has raised here is that, look, where's the trail of a scam? If this is indeed true, what the ED has alleged, where are the victims? Why have they never spoken out before?
I think that's a point which I wanted to counter.
Yeah.
Now, nobody who's been recruited is going to raise this issue because he would lose his job in case he raises this issue.
But those
Now,
who are rejected, yeah.
And those who've been rejected, probably have not been approached for payment of this money, one, or it is quite possible that even though they have paid, they are maybe under some sense of fear that action could be taken against them or a police case could be registered against them in case they come up with the information. You see, we must understand that what is being asked for is only a FIR and not a charge sheet. There's a lot of difference. A FIR is only a first information report. But the point is that once a FIR is registered, the ED will come into the scene and start looking at the money trail. Then the case could be established. The economic offense could be established. The money trail can be established. But here, I'm sure the FIR will be delayed deliberately because even though a prima facie case may be seen, they will definitely not register a FIR because they know that once a FIR is registered, automatically the ED will come into the picture. So the predicate offense will have to be registered first. Now, therefore, it looks like somebody else will have to come in and register the FIR because the case is against a senior minister of the government. We are all aware that the agency which is called as True Value Homes is a real estate agency which has been engaged in building construction and raising of flats and real estate for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's very, very closely connected with that minister. So therefore, I don't expect that the state police will be able to do much in this. There is a process which is there. First, the vigilance department has to send a report.
So in such a circumstance, Dhani Dharan, your response, when Mr. Rajagopal says that it looks unlikely that there will actually be any sort of investigation or registration of an FIR. Look, you may say that these are just allegations, but they are very serious when we talk of cash for jobs. That's something that's rocked Tamil Nadu before, and it's something that's very sensitive because we're talking about youngsters, we're talking about opportunities being perhaps taken away, stolen away from them. So is the DMK open to an investigation or not?
See, firstly, I will go and rebut Mr. Sumanth C. Raman when he says the 230 pages could be released by the Tamil Nadu police. I'm saying the ED has sent the documents. ED can release it to the public. Public can have a look at it. Anyways, it's a public document, it's a public organization. People deserve to know. And secondly...
No, but Dhani Dharan, the moment it's released, you will immediately say ED leaks are going out to the media.
ED can openly come and say we're going to release this document so that people can see. That's the point number one. The second point is anyone can go and file a public interest litigation on this matter and the court can look into the merits and then come if...
No, but my question is, will the DMK be willing to have an inquiry into this? Are you open to an investigation?
See, I am saying if there are merits, we will. Why would we want corruption? But my point is there is no scam that has happened in this. The minister has come out and explained and no one who's participated in the process has complained. And again, whatever my BJP spokesperson spoke was all assumption. They may not come because they're in the job. They may not come because the others are in fear or they don't know what happened. It's all assumption. I am saying the exams genuinely happened and they were genuinely recruited. And that is why there is no one is coming and complaining. You are saying no, they are threatened or they are not genuine. It's all assumption. How do you know the truth? I can come and tell anything. I can come and allege anything. I can allege Raman, I can allege something on the BJP spokesman. But where is the proof?
Okay, right. Okay. Final comment from Mr. Sumanth C. Raman. Final comment, Mr. Sumanth C. Raman. Looking at the timing of this, the fact that these allegations have come to the fore just months before an election, that's what also leads to all of the questions about whether this is a political conspiracy.
Look, Akshita, I have not an iota of doubt that based on the past track record, the ED is a partisan organization, right? So and they dance to their to tune of the masters at the center. So I have no hesitation in voicing that. Having said that, here is an allegation that the ED has made. Now, is there evidence in it, or if there is no evidence, what should be the argument? Look, we are clean, nothing has happened. please go ahead and we will file an FIR. Our vigilance department, actually, it makes more sense for the state government to file an FIR and say and drag the investigation out rather than refuse to file an FIR and allow the court to get involved and maybe order a CBI inquiry. So actually, if I was a state government person, I would probably say file an FIR, give it to the vigilance department, let them take their own sweet time with the investigation, drag it out till after the election. That would be a good strategy for the state government to follow. I don't know if they will follow that, but that would make more sense for them to
Well,
do.
I'll only say, away from political strategy, that we hope we get to the truth of what's happened, whether there was any scam at all or not. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me here on India Today. We will continue to, of course, track this story very, very closely, because now with the Enforcement Directorate submitting this 200-page dossier, we'll have to see if there is a formal investigation or not into these allegations of a cash for jobs scam in Tamil Nadu.